Hello everyone. So today I'm doing a book review of this wonderful book. Right, it's called Principle by Ray Dalio. So Ray Dalio is the founder of Bridgewater Associates, which is the number one hedge fund in United States. Right. So he has a lot of principles which help his company to become so successful. So in this book you will learn definitely a lot from him. So alright, what are your principles? Do you think about your principles? Your principles in life, in business, in relationships, in health, right? So these are the things that you need to think of, right? And do you walk the talk, right? Do you fulfill your principles? Do you make sure that they succeed all the time? And are you genuine, right? Are you an authentic person who stick by your principles, right? So next, I'm going to talk about stocks, since his company deals with stocks, options, and buying companies, right? So stocks. Alright, so when you talk about stocks, right, when everybody is talking about a stock, right, it means that the price is probably already inflated and already very high. So you need to be cautious, alright? And he also mentioned that you need to be aggressive when buying stock and also when selling stock. So you need to be fast, and you also must have defensive strategy when dealing with stocks. So for example, you cannot be overconfident, and you should have stop loss policy to make sure that you don't lose too much of the money, right? Maybe you only lose a certain percentage of the money, right, before you cut loss. Alright, it must be based on principles, right? Based on the principles, right? And if the principles are right, then you cut loss from there. Alright, of course his principle is refined over the years, right? And it of course will change. Alright, so next thing is you need to study history of the company, so that you have a better idea of the financial performance and also the company operations, right? So once you have a better idea, right, you can perform better in the market. Alright, so and his company, right, is also the first one to have diversified alpha stock. Diversified alpha stock means the companies from different industry grouped together to form a fund, and his company was one of the first to do that. And his company is also one of the first to use machines to implement principles for buying and selling stocks, right? So there are also systems to prevent mistakes, right? Not just in buying and stock selling, but also in probably many other aspects, right? There are systems in place to make sure that people don't place the wrong order and so on, right? So next I talk about culture, right? You need to have a culture that is frank, that is truthful, and you need to have a culture that values company values and principles, right? And he also mentioned that there are people who are more into big picture thinking, and there are also people who are more into detail oriented thinking. So you need to find out who are the ones who are more into big picture thinking and who are the ones who are detail oriented, and then you see whether you can match them to have a more complete knowledge of the stocks that you are buying, right? And also he stressed that meaningful relationship and work is more important than the money itself, right? Because he stressed that if you treat your employees well, then people will actually work hard for you, right? So he stressed that you must have character and principle for yourself and for the company. There must be standards. There must be extremely high standard for yourself and as well as for the company. So next is he wants people who are hardworking and people who are willing to put in the hard work, who are willing to do the whatever work that is necessary to achieve success. So next, you need to be loud and fast in the market, so that people know that you are buying into this stock, and so that more people will buy, right? And you need to be tough on your employee as well. So of course, Ray Dalio will sack people who are not performing to his standards, right? Next thing is you need to have effective strategies, and you need to be effective, right? Some obvious stuff. Next, you need to be radically transparent, right? So a lot of things you don't hide, right? You have to make sure that your employees don't hide everything. You must just say out. You must say out the risky stuff, and you must encourage the other people, everyone, to say risky stuff that they feel will hurt the stock price, right? And you need to have integrity, and make sure that all your people also have integrity, and you make sure that you are open-minded and everyone else is also open-minded together. So lastly, he also mentioned that you should be generous, so that everyone else will also start to reciprocate generously towards you. So of course, Ray Dalio, he has the largest hedge fund, right? So definitely his principles work. So I would recommend that all of you read this book as well. Alright, thank you.